Hello, my name's Rabbi Zvi Solomons and I'm here at the Jewish community of Berkshire in Reading. Shabbat this week is Vayaqel-Piqudei. It's also Hachodesh, which is the Shabbat before the month of Nisan. So it's actually the new month of Nisan on Sunday. Shabbat comes in at 5:45 and goes out at 6:55. The Parsha this week talks about something very interesting. You see, when they made the tabernacle, all sorts of things were given to be the fabric. So people made an effort. They gave gold and silver and bronze. And the bronze was used to make the washing basin with which the priests purified their hands to sanctify themselves before they did the holy work in the temple. But the bronze came from mirrors. And the mirrors were made of bronze and they were used by the women in Egypt. Now, some people, according to our tradition, objected to the use of the mirrors. How can you use something that was used for such a profane purpose? Women's beauty. For goodness sake, this is something which is frivolous and light. This is something that is not important. But actually, if you look at the traditions that we have about those mirrors, they were actually the holiest gift of all. Rashi takes from Midrash Tanchuma a very beautiful story. In the Shir HaShirim, in the Song of Songs, it talks about God wooing us under the apple trees. And this was a reference, says the Midrash, to what the women did when we were in Egypt. In Egypt, we were in slavery. The men often had to sleep away from home at their work. And when they came home eventually, they were so tired and exhausted, they didn't feel like being with their families. The women, knowing this and realizing that this would be the end of the community if they didn't have any children, beautified themselves using these bronze mirrors, and they would hold them up and say to their husbands, "I'm more beautiful than you are." And so they would be together and they would conceive children, and they gave birth to their children in the apple orchard. So this, incidentally, is why we use grated apple in our haroset, according to our tradition. On a day which we this week have seen a terrible murder of a woman by a man who controlled her, this story talks about women's empowerment. This story talks about how women took control of a situation over which they theoretically had no control at all, and they were able to prevail even in the most terrible situation. I wish everyone Shabbat Shalom.